Sport Clips, we are constantly looking for ways to bring the game to you. That includes our relaxing shampoo.
Are you ready for your rinse?
Maybe we should leave it like it is.
The Sport Clips MVP experience. Great haircut, relaxing shampoo, and legendary hot steam towel. Sport Clips, it's good to be a guy.
Welcome to the Orange County Blues Roundtable, as tonight is Go Pink Night here at Anteater Stadium, supporting the Orange County chapter of the Susan G. Komen Foundation. Mark Serber alongside Justin Maestas. And Justin, both teams coming off of very tough losses, but I want to start with Richmond because Richmond's 3-2 loss to Orlando could possibly have cost them the regular season title, even though these two teams are going to meet again.
Yeah, it really was an important game last week against Orlando City. Everyone knows Orlando City because they're going up to the MLS. I guess you can say Richmond are more of those underdogs that are always very good, but just always come up short against Orlando. They might have lost the title, but they can still do it because they play, like you said, play Orlando one more time, and they can get games in hand because we've seen Orlando lose some points.
And of course, it doesn't get any easier for Richmond after this. They play the LA Galaxy too. Both of those teams are the top of the league in goal scoring with 51 goals. And then Richmond finishes against Orlando. So a very tough schedule for them, especially considering the fact that they only have 2 losses, and yet they still might not win the regular season title. And the thing we were talking about off camera, Justin, is that, yes, the most important thing is who wins the cup at the end of the season in the USL Pro playoffs, but the bottom line is you want to finish first, because finishing first over a 28-game season is really the mark of the best team in a league.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, we see it in all levels also. I mean, I would say more soccer than anything. I mean, you see in the NBA, the best team in the league gets bragging rights, home field advantage. Same thing with the USL Pro. It's bragging rights. And it's really up to the players what they want more, the season overall title or that they did it over a long stretch of time and they're the best team in the 5 months.
Well, for the Orange County Blues, unfortunately, no chance at the title, but they showed a lot of resiliency to come back in their last game, Justin, but then fell just a bit short in what was literally a battle against the Wilmington Hammerheads.
Yeah, if you really see the end results of that game, I mean, 6-1. I mean, that's pretty much Brazil-Germany, in my opinion. That's what people were comparing it to. But it really wasn't all that bad at the half.
Well, that was the Sacramento game. Sorry to cut you off. It was Wilmington, and they had them right until the last minute. They gave up a goal very late on. Christopher Santana came on, did a great job to score that goal, but then gave up the game winner to Wilmington on literally the last kick of the game. But they showed such great resiliency to come back from that goal. And the way things are going, a lot of teams would have gotten their head down.
Yeah, and we've seen that before, too, where the Blues will fall behind, but they always seem to get a way to get back into the game. It's just finishing off those results when they get back in the game. Can they push forward and get that extra goal? Can they get the winning goal? And I apologize for that Sacramento.
It's okay, but that just goes back to our point is that the resiliency to come back from a game like Sacramento and then play the way they did against Wilmington despite falling a bit short. Well, now we move on to tonight's game against the Richmond Kickers, and who better to preview the game than the players themselves as we get the thoughts of Gabriel Gonzalez and Aaron Perez.
We just, kind of like we just spoke about in our team meeting, we go into this game, trying to be very professional, trying to just improve individually, but as a collective at the same time, working on, making good runs, being there for each other. We've been working this week on creating pockets of space, defensive pressure, defensive spacing. So just things we can work on together to get better for this next game.
I think we got to come together as a team and just give it all we got in the last game. I think it's important for us to have no fear and just we got nothing to lose. We got to go and get them.
Richmond's very good, very, very good. I haven't, seen too much of them on film, but from what it looks like, they have a couple former players that, here last year with Shea and George, and if the rest of the team is kind of like them, they're going to be quick, they're going to be smart, they're going to play very well together, in and out. So I know defensively and as a unit, we just have to be, organized. We have to a lot of communication, and offensively, we just need to put away our chances. We're getting the chances and just not really. We haven't been putting away as many as we should, and if we do that, we'll be okay.
We know they're a tough team, and we know they have very good players, especially at the front line. I think we got to expose them between the defensive line and then the midfield line, and I think that's where we'll be successful.
It's always fun. It's all fun and games. You give them a little dap before the game, say what's up, give them a hug, and then as soon as the whistle blows, they're the enemy. If you need to put them on their back, you got to put them on their back. If you got to come in and be tough with them, be tough with them, and you obviously pick them up and pat them on the butt on the way out. But they're wearing the other color on Saturday, so no matter who they are, you got to come in and just do what you need to do to get the win.
I've been talking to Shea and George. There's friendly banter going on between us, and we're gonna get you, and so it'll be fun to see them again.
It's been crazy being re-signed in the middle of the year, and then all of a sudden getting a chance to play and represent these colors has been unbelievable, man. It's been an unbelievable experience, but my goal, especially coming in when I did, is just to be a leader, being one of the older guys, just come in and whatever wisdom I can, whatever experience I can bring, and at the same time just make friends, that you'll last a lifetime, create a brotherhood, and just do anything you can to help these guys, just whether it be progress to the next level or if this is the last season we ever play, just enjoy every moment of it, and just really take it all in.
I think the goal is to finish strong. I think we kind of let down in the last few games, but I think we can come back and really pull it together.
Well, Justin, the numbers don't lie. There's no doubt that it's been a very tough season for the Blues, but in any season, there's always going to be positives, and I think the Blues definitely have a lot of positives this season.
Yeah, they really do. I mean, we talked about it last break or last segment where the Blues always have this resiliency to where they could fight back. They can come back. They can get those results. We saw against Oklahoma City, to where they came back from getting really no chances to winning that game. I mean, and yeah, like you said, there's a lot of positives in this season, even though there has been a lot of tough breaks, I guess you can say, for this Blues team. I mean, there was that 2-month stretch to where the Blues could have been the best team in USL Pro. They even faced off against Orlando City and played pretty well against Orlando City, the first place team in USL Pro. And so I think if the Blues could have stayed healthy, could have had injuries, or knocked off the injuries, could have got some results, I mean, who knows where there could have been, but every team has them, like you said, but you guys still got to fight through them.
Well, despite the fact that it has been a long season for the Blues, still 2 games left, still 2 games to end on the right note. And we talked to John Spencer earlier this week about the good things that he saw throughout the season and how the Blues can build on it for next year.
Yeah, it's been a very difficult season this year. Overall, I think there's 2 specific positives that I think about right off the bat that have been very good. First one is this year we've had a lot of young guys that have been able to get a lot of professional experience, specifically getting pro games and completing, in some cases, their first professional season. Those are the likes of Gio Kike, Christopher Santana. We have 18-year-old Sunju Kim played this year. We've had another young man come and train with us all year and just getting pro experience. I think it's been really positive for our club as a whole, trying to build into next year. Seth Moses could also be somebody else that was part of that group of young guys that got a lot of games. There's more than just that. I think that's the number one. Those guys got games. They can look back and say they completed a 28-game season. They dealt with injuries, victories, losses, everything in between. They travel across the United States. There's a lot of really good positives from that. The other positive is just our relationship with the different MLS clubs that we've been able to work with this year, and the loan players able to come play for us and get games. Early on in the season, Rashawn McKenzie came on loan to us, played a couple games. He ended up going back and playing 10 straight games in Portland. That was definitely a really good positive from the standpoint of helping a player get the games he needed to make the gap between his MLS team from going from the bench to being a regular starter. So really pleased with that. Taylor Pay, rookie in MLS this year, also from Portland, was able to come play for us some games. He's been able to represent his team in the Open Cup and then also now CONCACAF Champions League. Those are just really good positives. We also had guys like Kwame Watson-Cerebo. Kwame came to us from Real Salt Lake. He has since been traded to New York City FC, which is good for him in just his future. But he really came in, was a great professional. I think that helped our club as well. And the positive from that was just having a guy who's a veteran in MLS, had played a lot of games, he'll come in here and just bring a positive mentality. He played 4 games for us this year. We won all 4 of them. I think just having the impact of having guys with experience like that in our team helped our young players be able to get the experience that they're looking for. Yeah, I mean, we have 2 games left. We're excited this weekend. We played Richmond. They're a very strong side. They just played Orlando City last week. We watched obviously a lot of video of them. They're very good in every spot. I think moving into finish out this season with 2 games left and just trying to help our guys make that last push to make some improvements in some areas. We'll also get to evaluate our players currently that we have on our roster, seeing who are the ones that are trying to fight for next year, And then also, try to build, and have a game plan moving into next year. We're still in the early stages of that, but looking at how can we make this team that we had this year go from where we currently are and make the steps to be able to be a contender in the USL Pro. The league has gotten very competitive this year. A lot of good teams across the board. Having teams like the Galaxy and Sacramento come into our league is nice for the regional competition, but they also have been very strong in our league this year. Sacramento, I think, just moved up to second. Galaxy have been in the top 4 all year. It's just very competitive. So we want to try to take this team that we built this year and be able to use that team moving into next year and hopefully see us be able to make the growth that we need to make from one year to the next. This year, we worked with a number of different clubs. We have players from Portland, Seattle, San Jose, Salt Lake, and then also now Chicago. So we've had 5 different MLS teams work with us this year. Maybe this one in there, but most of those are all obviously on the West Coast, except minus Chicago. That's been good from a regional standpoint. We want to keep working with MLS clubs. It's been good from that standpoint. We've had a good relationship with different people. Having a partner in MLS is really important to be able to, work together and have a game plan of how do we help develop those players that are kind of on the fringe of the MLS roster and potentially could be, good impact players for our team. That's going to definitely change as the league grows, the USL Pro grows. It's going to be more competitive. We're going to need to have those partnerships with teams, and we look forward to expanding on that moving into 2015.
So plenty positives here at Anteater Stadium. Plenty for the Blues to work on too, though. Mark Serber alongside Justin Maestas, courtesy of Liquid Event TV. And Justin, what do the Blues have to do tonight if they are going to contain this free-scoring Richmond side?
You talked about it in the pregame. Richmond, they score a lot of goals. There's no doubt about that. They're tied with the LA Galaxy 2 with 51 goals on the season. And the Blues have had trouble keeping the ball out of the net, as they've actually tied for worst with 52 allowed so far this season. So I think it's just them trying to just stay compact, stay behind the defenders, make sure the midfield and the forwards don't get behind them too easily.
Well, for Richmond, they've brought in a couple of players to bolster their lineup heading into the playoffs. The Richmond Kickers will for sure be in the playoffs, and they still have a chance at winning the title, although it's going to be tough with games against the LA Galaxy 2 just 2 days from now and Orlando City. As we take a look at the starting 11, and Pepe Miranda is in goal instead of Aaron Perez. Remember, Perez came out midway through the last game with a little bit of tightness in his groin. Garcia and Griffiths, no surprise in the center backs, and Moses and Kim have been tremendous this season in midfield, haven't they?
Yeah, and we were talking about that pregame, some of the bright spots, and Kim and Moses are definitely a couple of them. And one thing I noticed with this lineup is that there's a lot of speed, and let's see if the Blues will try to exploit those flanks, and I think that's the reason why Hoxie's starting up front also.
Well, Hoxie's a great target man. And this team will be looking for goals as they've been in short supply recently. As we take a look, 9-17, the Blues, only one win in their last 10 games. They lost to Sacramento, actually, 6-1, and then last week fell to the Wilmington Hammerheads, 2-1. Santana, though, honorable mention, did a great job coming off the bench. Alan Russell, the captain of the Blues, high praise for him, saying that he's done very, very well in his rookie season, especially despite the fact he's been injured only 9 games, but he's produced 3 goals. On the other side of things, the Richmond Kickers have only lost 2 games this season, and they don't really care where they play, whether they're home or away. 5-1-5 on the road, and George Davis IV and Samuel Asante named honorable mention on the USL Pro Team of the Week. George Davis IV, 3rd in points and 6th in goals in the league with 11 goals and 5 assists. And you know who could use that? The Blues, who let him go this summer.
Yeah, and you're always psyched up to play against your ex-old team also. So expect George Davis to have a very good team here. And even the surprise let out of the starting lineup, Matthew Delacotte.
Matthew Delacotte was injured 2 weeks ago in the game against Dayton. As we take a look at the standing, and there are your Richmond Kickers, 6 points out of first place with the games against the LA Galaxy 2, so they must win tonight if they are going to try and pull away from the Galaxy. A chance to leapfrog Sacramento Republic as well, and then, of course, try and get to that final showdown with Orlando City. Hope that Orlando stumbles along the way. The Orange County Blues on the wrong side of the table, but like we said, they were sitting pretty at 6th in one point during the season before going on the slide that started in July.
Yeah, it was just a momentous collapse here by the Blues, and I don't know if they just ran out of energy, but they also got unlucky also. A couple players went back from loan. Players got injured. Chris Cortez, the main guy up front, got injured halfway through the season. So it's been a tough season here for the Blues, but let's see if they can pull the upset against a very good Richmond side.
This is a Richmond Kickers side that has 4 former Orange County Blues players. George Davis IV, Shea Spitz, 3 former Orange County Blue players, and Matthew Hall, who joined just 2 weeks ago and has played, in the last 2 games as a 71st minute substitute in both of them. He's getting the start tonight. Watch out for him. He flies up and down the flanks, and his final ball, which was the one thing I think was lacking at Titan Stadium where the LA Blues played the last 2 years, is getting a lot better. So Matt Hall, a player who has certainly improved, going from the Orange County Blues to the Fort Lauderdale Strikers, where he had 3 assists in 3 games, just wasn't a good fit for him. But now he is looking to help push Richmond towards that title, something that they thought they were going through last year. They won the league, believe Dayton 1-0, and then were shocked by Charlotte 1-0 in the semifinals. So they are looking to get back to the final and a possible rematch with Orlando City. I know that that's what these Richmond Kickers want. As we take a look at the Orange County Blues bench, and we always talk about it, the chance to play spoiler near the end of a season. If the Blues could win here tonight, it'd be a great building block. The most important thing is amnesia. Forget about everything else that happened, Justin, and just focus on these 90 minutes. And Andrew Hoxie right there talking to his teammates. I know he's very excited to get the start tonight. He's been very frustrated that he hasn't gotten a lot of time this season.
And you talked about it, playing spoiler, keeping your head up, even though the Blues are not going to the playoff this season. And you're going to remember this for going in the next season, continuing your playoff career or your professional career. I mean, the Blues, they're always going to remember that 6-1 defeat to Sacramento. But if they can beat this Richmond Kickers squad, they're going to remember that also, which also can carry momentum in the next season.
No players being let out by the referees. The Orange County Blues in all blue, with the Richmond Kickers in their traditional all-red kits. Not only has Matt Hall come in, but also Steven Basso, another wingback who stays a bit more at home. He picks and chooses his times to get forward, where Matt Hall just loves to get forward at every single opportunity. Basso is yet to make his debut. We could see him tonight.
And that might be beneficial for the OC Blues, because this is going to be a very fast starting 11, and so they can counter very well. And if you have a player that always goes forward, is offensive minded in that back 4, you can trap these Richmond Kicker players, and the Blues do so well on the counter.
Number 20, midfielder Matthew Hall.
There's Matt Hall being introduced, his first start with the Richmond Kickers, alongside former OC Blues George Davis IV and Shea Spitz, all announced together almost on cue. Shea Spitz is a player that you have to watch out for. Doesn't necessarily add a lot on the points part of the game, but he sets the tone with his aggressive play, and that's a player to certainly watch. On the other side, of course, we talked about him, Kim, who's fixing his shoes right now. 18-year-old, and he is not afraid of any physical contact. He'll step into any confrontation.
Yeah, I was going to say, he might look young, and he is young, but he doesn't play like a young man out there. He kind of reminds me of, I would say, I'm sorry, it's totally going past my mind, but he's a young guy, and he seems short, but he can definitely do the dirty stuff. That's why he's in defensive midfield position, because he'll work his butt off. He'll try to get every ball he can, and he plays with emotion, which is nice to see with an Orange County Blues team.
And another player who certainly plays with his heart on his sleeve is Cesar Rivera, the 27-year-old who started, well, just listen to that, for Christopher Santana, who played his college ball right here at UC Irvine. Actually gave up a contract with Chivas USA to come to college here at UC Irvine. And there you go. You take a look at the UC Irvine players. They'll be playing on the field this season, as we're going to stop and honor our nation with the singing of the national anthem.
What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red flare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
By athletes, coaches,
Well, the Richmond Kickers will be heading to the playoffs for the 14th time in 15 seasons. Legendary head coach Lee Kalashaw leading this top-class club. And we want to give a shout-out as well to General Manager Shelly Sowers, who is another reason why Richmond is one of the classes of the USL Pro. And also to the River City Red Army watching back in Richmond. Thank you for staying up late tonight and listening to our broadcast. Mark Serber alongside Justin Maestas on the Orange County Blues YouTube page, courtesy of Liquid Event TV, as the Richmond Kickers coming in with a record of 13-2-10. And if there's anything that's hurt them this year, it's been draws, Justin.
Yeah, or for Richmond. Yeah, I mean, 10 draws. That's a lot for a squad that's up near the top of the standings. But the reason why they're on top of the standings is because they just don't lose. They only had 2 losses so far all season. And it's kind of funny because these two teams are kind of opposite because the Blues have yet to draw, and they're the only team in USL Pro without a draw.
Well, before the loss to Orlando City, Richmond went 12-0-9. That's a 21-game unbeaten streak, as their last loss was all the way back on April 12th at Charlotte, a 2-1 loss there. And this is a 3-game stretch in 8 days for the Richmond Kickers to end this season, all of those games on the road. They had 3 games at home, chance to set themselves up, but could only go 1-1-1. But this is a team that has no problem playing on the road, as the referee making sure that both goalkeepers are set.
These next 3 games are very important here for the Kickers just because it's going to define what they do in the playoffs also.
And we're underway from Anteater Stadium, the College of the University of California at Irvine, better known as UCI around these parts. Gorgeous night here for soccer. Perfect weather for running for all 90 minutes. And of course, if it's anything like the Wilmington game, for 99 minutes.
Yeah, hopefully it's not too much like the Wilmington game. Hopefully the Blues get a result.
And this is Miranda. Former Cuban international, defected with Elise Garcia back in 2008 when both of them were playing in the pre-Olympic qualifying tournament for CONCACAF. Ball played into the box. Griffith able to get a touch. The Blues trying to work their way out of traffic on the far side. A cheeky little touch, but it goes out of bounds, so it'll be the Richmond Kickers' ball. And this is what Richmond does so well, Justin. They hunt to win the ball back in packs and keep it in the Blues' end. As the cross was searching for George Davis IV. And Callahan able to keep it. And why not have a go from there? And it was enough to worry Pepe Miranda just a bit, but he just makes sure that it's going wide of his net.
Yeah, and you talked about Richmond do so well, keep it in the Blues half or side of the field. That's why I think it's so important for the Blues just to keep those players in front of them, because Richmond are used to having possession. So if you get behind the Blues players, that smells trouble for the Orange County Blues.
Pepe Miranda's goal kick. Miranda joining from the LA Misioneros in the Premier Development League. And here's a chance for Hoxie, running 1-on-4. And Hoxie decides to have a go. And it shouldn't have been too much trouble for Ryan Taylor, but bobbles that one. Luckily, no one was chasing down the shot in a blue jersey.
Yeah, it took a little half bounce right before it hit the keeper. But like you said, no one really chased the ball for the Blues.
And that'll be a free kick, a little push on George Davis IV. Had 7 goals and 4 assists in 24 games for the LA Blues last year. And has a goal in each of the last 3 games for the Richmond Kickers. 3 players on Richmond looking to put their former employers to the sword. There's an early chance here in the 3rd minute. Ball swung in. Almost goes all the way through, but Griffiths gets it clear. Neatly brought down by Hoxie. And Kim's the furthest man forward. Nice little touchback for Rivera. Perfect switch from Moses. Pinpoint accuracy. Oh, and that's a good run from Suggs, but that ball just overcooked. And there's the speed from Matt Hall. Stabbed away, but it will be a Richmond Kickers thrown in the 4th minute. Blues movement looking a lot crisper, though.
Yeah, I was going to make a comment about that before Richmond started going forward. Nice run by Suggs to come from the back line. He has speed also, and look for him to move forward.
Headed out by Arlis Garcia, 29-year-old in his 3rd stint with the club. In fact, he's played with the club every single year, but the fact of the matter is that he signed 3 times midway through the season. Long looping throw, and Davis able to flick it on. And Vercalone was unable to get any contact on it.
And that's the criminal sin for a defender. You never want to let the ball touch the ground inside the box, especially off a throw-in. And that's what happened, but the player just got above the ball. He didn't get quite as much contact as he wanted.
Hall sends it downfield. Instant control off the chest from Samuel Asante. Callahan fighting for it. Jerez, good switch. And flicked on. However, Miranda gets there before Yaisley.
Yeah, one thing I'm looking at here for the Blues is that Kim's playing more forward than I thought maybe he would. I mean, we saw him in the starting lineup graphic that he was that defensive midfield player, and he usually stays right in front of that back 4, but he's more like a right winger here in today's match.
Well, it's almost like the Blues are playing a 4-3-3 with Hoxie just a little bit forward past those wingers on the outside, and Kim is one of those players. And when they tuck in like that, Justin, it's so that the outside backs can get forward, so they're opening up that channel for him. So far, Richmond have been wise to it as we head into the 6th minute of play.
On the center of Orange County.
Griffiths comes over, played in the middle. That's a great strike. But Miranda was equal to the task. First genuine opportunity of the match goes to the Kickers in the 6th minute, and they get their first corner kick of the game as well.
Yeah, and we saw the boot ball movement here by Richmond. You've made a comment in the first few minutes, and Richmond are playing to that, and just looking very good passing the ball and getting chances.
It was short. Take 2.
Yeah, and looking inside the box, the Blues have more of the height.
Taken by number 5, Michael Callahan.
Little bit of love for Callahan, but he can't get the ball past that first defender. However, he's going to have a throw-in. Takes it quickly to Jarris. Callahan once again. And that ball out of bounds, searching for the assistant coach. Slash player, obviously, wearing the captain's armband tonight. Kim wins the header, but gives it right back to Richmond. George Davis IV and Yaisley getting mixed up. And Moses wins the free kick, quickly taken by Barone.
That's one thing that you would want Kim to improve in his game, is just making better decisions with the passing. He seems to give up the ball too easily in the midfield.
Oh, it looks like it's glued to Rivera's foot. And he was asking for more options, but able to get it to Barone. As the Blues keep possession in the 8th minute of play. Once again, a welcome to everybody watching on the Orange County Blues YouTube page, courtesy of Liquid Event TV. From the campus of UC Irvine to the Virginia Capitol, thank you for tuning in tonight. Jerez steps forward. George Davis IV quickly closed down. Great ball in. And once again, Richmond needs to talk there. Samuel let up his run. Samuel Asante, rather.
Yeah, and Asante had a player forward. I think it was a little bit indecisive to who was going to get the ball actually and keep going forward. Just that communication that Richmond need to tighten up. But they've been looking good here so far, getting back on defense and not allowing the OC Blues to counter when Richmond find themselves forward.
Mirshad Momeni. Just turned 27 2 weeks ago, Mirshad Momeni. Former Esteghlal player, which is actually owner Ali Mansouri's favorite team in Iran. And that is why Orange County are named the Blues, because that's Esteglal's nickname.
It's always nice to hear the club history. You don't really see something like that on the Wikipedia page.
And we all know Wikipedia is the best source for all our information.
It's the only credible news source.
Rivera with a little touchback for Barone.
Maybe they should add something on the OC Blues FC online page about the team history.
Should certainly add something about the broadcasting team, that's for sure.
Prettiest in all USL Pro. Personal opinion.
We are missing Brad Paul tonight, who is actually getting ready for tomorrow's Super Classico between the LA Galaxy and Chivas USA, as he's producing that match for KDOC, local television station here in the Los Angeles area.
Weekend full of soccer here in Southern California.
A great weekend at the StubHub Center. Chivas USA will be the home team tomorrow in the final version of the Super Classico. And then on Monday night, you can go over and see the Richmond Kickers face off against LA Galaxy 2 in what will be a 2 versus 3 battle. And I know we're only in the 10th minute, Justin, but this has been a pretty good technical chess match between these two teams.
Yeah, it really has. I mean, usually, especially in these past 11 games for the OC Blues, you've seen teams really go towards that back four of the Blues and really get a lot of opportunities at goal. We've seen one opportunity so far off the volley, but it was a nice save and really wasn't too much of a problem for the OC Blues as they just patted it away.
And the one thing the Blues players will tell you is that they've done a good job keeping possession in the midfield, but they need to get the ball in those more vital areas, those more dangerous areas, closer to goal, and that's where they've really struggled, as this is going to be another long throw-in for the Richmond Kickers, as right now the Blues have to think about defending before they can think about getting the ball upfield. And that's where Hoxie can't get beat. It opens the shot for Jerez, but it was always dragging wide.
And you talk about the Blues going forward. That may be for the change from Alan Russell to Andrew Hoxie. I mean, we talked about the height and strength of Andrew Hoxie, but that might be another thing, too, where the Blues just need to spark up front. Alan Russell's done a great job here so far, but it just hasn't been enough for the Blues, where they need to score more goals and get forward. I mean, we've seen Kim hanging out right at the back line of the Richmond Kickers.
Moses. Garcia thought about going back to his keeper. That's a better option, though. Poor ball from Moses. George Davis, the fourth, gets it inside for Yaisley. Yaisley's in. Great tackle from Griffiths on the recovery. Still something on here for the Kickers, and they are in their third corner kick of the match.
Yeah, I wasn't quite sure that ball would get through, but the two center defenders didn't react quick enough to go get that ball, and Richmond just got forward. And there's been a lot of corners here so far for Richmond.
And Callahan gets a big cheer every time his name is mentioned over the PA announcer screen. However, he needs to get that ball over the first defender, and he does here, and the danger's on. Very decisive from Miranda. Blues pouring forward. Richmond doing well to get numbers behind the ball.
Man, you say that, and Richmond has really been doing a good job just getting back defensively. I thought one of the keys was just getting on the counter for the Blues, but yet the Blues haven't had a chance to have the ball in front of them and run to the ball and get something going.
Score, stats, news, and more exclusively on USLProSoccer.com. You can go on that website and see that George Davis IV is third in points and sixth in goals. And Matthew Delicat, who's unfortunately out injured, is second in goals and points, despite the fact that he didn't play against Orlando City. And what a loss that was. You can imagine that there might have been a different outcome had Delicate been out there.
Yeah, I mean, when your best player's not out there, I mean, there's definitely going to be a change in mentality.
Almost saved by Richmond on the end line. Would have been a tap-in. Instead, it's going to be a goal kick for Pepe Miranda.
And you really want the Blues defensively to be stronger. I mean, you don't never want the attacking player to get around you. You want to put your body in front of the ball. And if it's not going to roll out and you don't feel comfortable, say playing it back to your keeper, just kick it out. Be safe. Don't let the player get around you and get an easy opportunity and get almost a tap-in if they didn't get the call.
Miranda smacks it downfield. Header won by Hall. Hall gets it back. Finds Vercolone in the middle. And the Blues doing well to keep possession, but they haven't been able to solve this puzzle of the Richmond Kickers' numbers behind the ball. And that's what they're going to have to do. They're going to have to figure out how to work their way through situations as here comes Shea Spitz. Loses out. Rivera.
Yes, that build-up play. I mean, we joke about the Blues. I mean, their goal scoring ability hasn't been that great.
That's a great cross from Miranda. Well, I've seen referees point to the spot for less.
Yeah, it's just physical play between the attacking player and Richmond. I don't think any fouls there. But going back, I mean, the Blues, they've been scoring goals, but a lot from the penalty spot. Alan Russell, he's been great at the penalty spot, and a goal is a goal, but you really want to see that build-up play.
Well, the idea was on there, but a good job to step into the passing lane. Needlessly given back to Kim. Kim invited to go at the gap, has space to shoot. It was always skewing wide, nothing to trouble Ryan Taylor in the end. The 24-year-old in his second year out of Radford, making his 8th appearance of the season, with Joe Willis being called back to DC United. And visit the USL Pro fan page on Facebook at facebook.com/USL Pro.
With over 1,000 locations, Sports Clips is conveniently located in your neighborhood.
Rivera.
Stop in today and discover
Always
what the buzz is
capable
all
of creating something out of nothing, Rivera. And it's Kim once again, stays on side. Jerez invited Kim to play that ball through. Surprised he didn't step to him there, Justin.
Yeah, I mean, it was still a good play there by Kim after the fact. I mean, the Blues get a corner out of it. But going back to Rivera's pass, I mean, you want a pass that's in front of Kim where he had space to run. He played it behind him, which allowed Richmond to get back and play defensively. But I think the Blues will take a corner kick here, especially with Hoxie in the box.
So the first corner kick of the game for the Orange County Blues.
The corner kick to be taken by number 10, Cesar Rivera.
Rivera, the 27-year-old, rejoined this season from Misioneros as well, just like the keeper. That's a good ball in the box. Richmond able to get there first. Haven't cleared their lines properly just yet. But look at the way they get out so quickly, forcing the Blues to go all the way back with it to Miranda.
And it really was a beautiful cross there by Cesar Rivera. Put it in the spot to where it's a striker's dream to have a ball right there, but Richmond defended it correctly, or defended it well, and cleared the ball out.
Hoxie called for the push on Hall. Vercoloni. Little touch outside. Played across, was looking for Spitz. And one back into dangerous area. And it's the opening goal for Richmond.
The goal for the Richmond Kickers by number 17, Jason Yisley.
Jason Yisley with his third goal of the season. And I was talking to Steven Basso on the bench during warm-ups, and he said, I have a feeling Yisley's going to bag one today. Basso called that one, but it was poor clearance from the Blues, giving the ball right back to him. An absolute gift, and Yisley punishes them correctly.
Yeah, and you said you talked to some of the OC Blues players, and you thought they thought they had great possession in the midfield. Well, right there, not so great. They gave the ball away, couldn't get the ball to another Blues player, and it was just an easy shot there for Yisley.
Blues looking for an instant response. Momeni, Hoxie, has a chance to shoot. It was always tailing wide. But looks like it took a deflection. It's going to be the second corner kick of the game for Orange County. I was going to say, you've got to go far post on that one. Now I understand why it didn't.
Yeah, you always want to try to have a rebound in front of the box. But it was a nice strike by Hoxie.
Another good ball in from Rivera. And a handball against the Orange County Blues. Get out of jail free card for Richmond. The Richmond Kickers now with 52 goals on the season.
And that was one of the question marks. How do the Blues keep Richmond off the scoreboard? I mean, it was staying in front of the players, but just not turning the ball over. But I'm saying OC is still not playing bad, I think. They're getting the ball forward. They're keeping okay possession, and they haven't allowed too many chances here by Richmond. Just one mistake is always costly.
Spitz beats Momeni for pace. It was a good ball in, but Garcia was over. Fourth corner kick of the game for the Kickers in just the 20th minute of play.
And you can see Richmond are really trying to exploit that left flank, always going towards that right back of the OC Blues. I mean, we've seen numerous players play at that position. Today it's Momeni. We've seen Seth Moses in that position. We've seen numerous players. Blues have to have someone play better in that right back position, and I think Richmond are exploiting that with Momemi.
Another in-swinger from this near side. That's a good ball in. And Rivera did just enough to stab it out of bounds. Correct that, it was Santana on the defensive play. Another chance for Richmond, though, to launch this one into the box. Instead, they choose to play it short. Vercolone right back to Hall. Hoxie. And that's where Hoxie's so strong with his hold-up play. Wins a free kick in the center circle.
You know, I was looking, and that's usually the perfect opportunity to try to get a counter.
Quickly taken free kick. Is smartly played off of Hall, so it'll be a throw-in for the Blues deep in Richmond territory.
Yeah, but Richmond just get back so quickly, and the Blues, looking, they only had two players forward. It was Hoxie and Kim, and I saw about 6 red shirts in front of them. It's going to be hard for Kim and Hoxie to get the ball forward if they have no one else trailing.
Kim was able to get ahead on it, but not able to direct it goalwards. Just a goal kick for Ryan Taylor.
I think one thing tonight here for the OC Blues that could benefit them is that, I mean, me and you are here, live in Orange County or in Southern California, but maybe not everyone knows what the weather's been like. It's been really hot, close to triple digits for the past couple weeks. And even though it was hot today, I mean, it's cooled down here as the sun goes down. I think that can work better for the OC Blues because they've been playing a lot of home games and a lot of games in the heat.
Hall on the far side. Launches it forward. Momani's there first. Little touch back to his keeper. Oh, lovely flick on. Rivera twisting, turning, playing it. Just a bit too much mustard on that pass, and Taylor elects to let it go out of bounds for a goal kick.
Yeah, right combination play right there. Just a better pass. You also had Hoxie going inside the box and Kim here on the right flank. I mean, if you get that correctly, I mean, that can be a beautiful goal. Just need to fine-tune the points.
1-0 the Richmond Kickers lead in the 23rd minute. Kim was looking for Hoxie, two of them not on the same page. Momani read it well. Hoxie turns. Giovanni Santana gets it back to Mirshad Momani. Barone. Griffiths will play to his center back Parter. Turn in for Moses. And this is a good move by the Blues. Can they find an end product to it? Rivera wants the ball in the midfield. Now he gets it. Given time to turn by Vercoloni. Griffiths ventures into the attack, leaves it off for Kim. Barone. Kim swings it in. What a goal that is! And we're level in the 24th minute. Andrew Hoxie with his second goal of the season, the diving header, and we're level on the campus of UC Irvine.
We talked about the high of Andrew Hoxie, and there you go. He showed it. He knows how to go up and get that ball, and what a beautiful header. Because sometimes when a player gets to the ball, they decide not to go and aim. He aimed for his specific corner. He knew what he was doing. Kim knew what he was doing. What a beautiful, fluid passing by the Blues. Keep possession. They got forward. They did the right things. And now they tied up this game.
Well, we asked if there would be an end product. There certainly was, and how. Miranda always had that one. But how many passes were there? You'd need an abacus to figure it out.
I mean, halfway through that, I was thinking to myself, maybe I should count how many passes there are because the Blues kept possession for a good 45 seconds, almost close to a minute.
Good touch from Spitz, just couldn't get the return ball. Kim has been the catalyst of so many of these moves. The 18-year-old plays well beyond his years. Was rated the top high school player in all of South Korea last year. MLS clubs have to be taking note of Kim.
I mean, he's so young and he plays with such heart. That's the kind of player that you want, and you can see he has a skill with that type of pass. I mean, he didn't have the ball rolling in front of him. It was just stationary right there, and he saw the run, and he passed it on a dime.
He pops up into a good area again. Great ball to the far side as Hall was tucked in. Put back and across. Too close to the keeper as Taylor will claim it.
But, I mean, we're talking about Kim. What a beautiful pass to Kim to that left flank. I mean, you always want to, if you have a player like Andrew Hoxie, you always want to put the ball into the box. And that's exactly what they did. The Blues playing well here in this past 5 minutes.
You know, Spitz was in on that move, and I said that Spitz hasn't put too much in terms of getting points on the board, but when you take a look at his stats again, 3 goals and 5 assists in 11 games isn't a bad return. So my apologies to Spitz, who's really an international man of mystery He's played in the Australian second division and also in Hong Kong with Kitchee SC. And in fact, last year, he missed an opportunity to play with Kitchee SC against Manchester United in a friendly because he had a game with the LA Blues. He still hasn't heard the end of it from me, and he's still not happy about it. It's going to be a goal kick for Taylor. So we're in the 28th minute of play. 1-1 goals from Yisley for Richmond to open the scoring. And then Hoxie answering not too much later. Free kick for the Blues. Yisley was given a gift in the 18th minute, made the Blues pay with a brilliant shot. However, the Blues had to work for their goal. Andrew Hoxie with a diving header just 6 minutes later to draw the sides level. And it's game on here at UCI. Barone. I think what the Blues are doing, Justin, is a much better job than they have of keeping the ball under pressure.
Yeah, they really have. I mean, we talked about it. They need to keep the ball in possession.
Offside flag stays down. Hoxie wants to the middle. Instead, it goes to the back. It was looking for the run of Cesar Rivera.
Complimented how well Richmond keep the ball. The Blues doing a lot better job here in this past 10 minutes. It resulted in a goal, and the Blues are starting to get more corners out of it. When you have the height and you get the opportunities, some more are about to go in.
The corner to be taken by number 10, Cesar Rivera.
Third corner kick of the game for Orange County. Rivera plays it back to Suggs. Suggs will ping this one into the box. Barone was lurking at the back post. And that required much more confidence behind that shot from Moses.
Yeah, the ball kind of got under Moses right there. You can tell he wanted to take the volley. A lot of players under there, and you're not going to get much power when the ball's underneath you.
Hall, looping header into the air, bought down by Richmond. Comes right back to Hall. Hoxie with some light pressure, allowing the long ball looking for Richmond's target man and Yisley. Vercolone turns out of trouble, plays it to a safety valve. Another long ball looking for Richmond up top. Asante thought he was fouled. Instead, it's going to be a throw-in for the Orange County Blues on the half-hour mark as it's 1-1 here at Anteater Stadium. The USL Pro on Twitter. Make sure to follow at USL Pro on Twitter for all the latest updates from this game and the games all around the leagues as we're getting to what they like to call the business end of the season, which will end on September 7th. So every team only has 2 or 3 games left, Justin.
Yeah, and there's a lot of teams that made up a lot of games late in the season also. It's really been an exciting late part of the USL Pro season. I mean, coming into the day, 13 out of the 14 teams were still alive in the playoffs. I mean, what can get better than that when every team's fighting for a playoff spot?
Is the break on here for Richmond?
Regular season and playoff game will stream live on YouTube in 2014.
Smart move by Asante.
Features include DVR,
Good ball out wide.
and social media interactivity. Subscribe for free to the OC Blues FC YouTube
Moses to
channel today.
orchestrate the attack for the Blues in the 32nd minute.
World Travel is the official travel partner of the OC Blues.
Just over the head of Hoxie. Space to pick out the pass. Yambi, 30-year-old Cameroonian. Punched forward once again. Garcia able to win the header, only as far as Asante. Asante gets it out wide. George Davis the fourth. Good defending from Mirshad Momeni. Textbook in the box, but they give it back. Play to the top of the box, swung in. All it needed was a touch from Yisley. And the Blues escape there.
Yeah, another dangerous attack here by Richmond. They got the ball on the left flank, but just kept passing the ball around, getting shots, getting opportunities. I mean, if they keep playing like that, I mean, they're going to get another goal, but Momeni did a good job to stay in front of the ball or watch the ball and not the player.
Very good move from the Richmond Kickers. The Blues lucky we're still tied at 1. No foul, says the referee. The Blues allowed to continue forward as Hoxie was trying to loop it over that back line for Cesar Rivera. George Davis the fourth, little header down. Gets it right back. Vercolone. Little touch into the middle for Callahan. Sprays it to the far side for Hall venturing forward. Long ball seeking out Shea Spitz, wins the header. Good diagonal run being made by Yisley, and he plays it off of Mirshad Momeni for the corner. Much to the delight of the Richmond Kickers faithful who are in the crowd this evening.
Yeah, he knew he was trailing out of play, had no other opportunity to try to pass to another teammate or get a shot on goal. Did the smart thing, got his team another corner and another opportunity. Numerous corners by both teams here so far today.
Well, George Davis IV usually likes to get on the end of these, but this time he's taking it. Low ball driven in. And it's another corner kick, but one of the main things, Justin, is you always have to beat that first defender, and a lot of the corner kicks from Richmond tonight just aren't doing that. Yeah,
you've seen one that's gone over that first defender. I mean, and even this one, Richmond shouldn't be getting another opportunity. Seth Moses should have cleared that one. Here's another chance.
Well, that one is over the first defender. Back to the top of the box. Ushered away, but Richmond get it right back. Pumped right back in. And repelled once again by the Blues. Barone.
Acapulco Mexican restaurant E Cantina is proud to sponsor your OC Blues.
Lovely one-touch passing from the Blues down the far side.
Special $5 gift. And ask about their kids.
Oh, and Christopher Santana had time to turn. Rivera was trying to play through Richmond there. Moses won that ball back. Momeni looking for the target man. Didn't have the necessary trajectory to reach Hoxie, but it will be a throw in deep in Richmond territory once again as we're heading into the final 10 minutes of first half normal time. What has been a very well-played match from both of these teams.
Yeah, I was about to say, I sense something different that I haven't seen from the Blues in quite a while, and that's confidence. They have confidence going forward. You see players making runs off the ball, and it's really paying off here for the Blues. They already got a goal in play, and it looks like they could possibly get another one before half, and that'd be huge for the OC Blues.
Of course, when you have 52 goals like Richmond, Blues always have to be careful that they don't get pegged back, especially on counterattacks like this. 3-on-5 going the other way. Another player joining the attack in the form of Jerez, but Barone stepped into the passing lane.
The official OC Blues athletic training partner. Learn more about head trainer Chris Phillips.
And one thing that I noticed there for Richmond is that even on the counter, they only brought 3-4 players forward. These still had 7 players back for the Richmond. I don't think they're too worried about going forward because I think they believe they can score goals in a run of play. I think they're just defending against a potential OC Blues counter.
Well, if there's one thing we know, it's not to question Lee Collishaw.
Yeah, he has a good squad on his hands. I mean, they're going to really put pressure on the other teams in USL Pro. We've seen a lot of good teams so far in Richmond's run of them.
That ball was played about 10 yards from where the actual handball took place on George Davis IV.
Saw something like that in the Wilmington game where the Blues were trying to get forward, kept creeping up, and took the free kick around 20 feet from where the original foul was.
And nobody watched the run of Momani. That ball too tall for everybody and goes all the way to the far side. The Blues at the moment winning the majority of the 50-50 balls.
Yeah, and Blues, I tell you, confidence right now, it does a good thing for not only your play, but the momentum of the sport.
And once again, a bit overzealous on that cross. As the Blues are putting themselves in good position, but they need a ball in just like that one for Hoxie.
I mean, they have the right idea. It's just the quality of those finishes.
Well, it was there to be hit, but quickly closed down. Momani. Barone gets it in for Kim. Not a bad idea, but Santana wasn't on the same page. Had he made that run, something could have been on there for the Blues. As we're 1-1 approaching the 39th minute.
Dr. Greenbaum is located in Irvine. Learn more about Dr. Greenbaum by visiting
George Davis IV.
www.ocsportsmed.com.
Well, you could see the idea trying to curl it, but couldn't get his foot around it as he's looking for his 4th goal in as many games.
And just keep looking at the picture. I mean, you only see 3-4 red shirts. Again, the Richmond have a game plan. They're going to score goals. I think they know it. And the Blues also do have their game plan. And they're both, I guess both teams are playing to their game plans. And Blues trying to get out wide. Richmond trying to come on the counter and just score goals.
39th minute here on the Orange County Blues YouTube page, courtesy of Liquid Event TV. Done an excellent job all year, Liquid Event TV. Reminder to follow them at Liquid Event TV and the Orange County Blues at OC Blues FC. Ball down the far side. And even if the Blues had one, it only Hoxie was available in the center. Somehow Garcia won that ball.
Yeah, you never want to be on the other side of a forward when you're a defender, but it worked out there.
It was an interesting challenge, but an effective one. Hoxie playing as that target man. It really looks like we're watching a different team than we've seen the past few weeks, Justin.
I mean, it really has. I mean, this is more looking back to the middle of the season, OC Blues, where they're getting those results and in the playoff standing.
Still making mistakes like this goal. It led to the first one. Can it lead to the second? Space on the far side. A little dink. And the shot. And was it a handball? Referee waves play on. Swung back in. Far post. Great job by Mirshad Momani to get his head on it and quell the danger. For the moment, at least, Kim coming back. George Davis IV takes it off him. Poked out of bounds by George Davis IV. He wanted the throw-in, but it was off him last in the assistant referee's point of view.
And Richmond had another attack right there. They made the back four condense a little bit, and you had the Richmond player on the right side, and I don't really think it was a handball. I think it was Griffin's hands were right on his side. He played no intent to use his hands to play the ball.
And Callahan operating just in front of that back four. Finding his center back. George Davis IV scoops his header inside. Another throw in for the product out of the University of Kentucky. Has really excelled over the last 2 seasons. As Yaisley wins the corner kick. 7th of the game for the Richmond Kickers in the 42nd minute.
And the corners have been progressively getting better and better.
Nike is a proud sponsor of USL Pro. Follow @Nike Soccer on Twitter for all the latest Nike Soccer information. George Davis IV to take another corner kick for the Richmond Kickers. Feel like a broken record saying that, as it's an in-swinger. And I'm going to be a broken record once again. It doesn't beat that player at the first post.
Yeah, I was thinking Richmond had more confidence in him to take that corner because that second corner that out of the two that he had last time was a lot better.
Oh, that's a better ball in, but Miranda decisive.
For all your OC Blues info, including
I thought Miranda's had a good game in goal also so far in this first half. Not only deflecting balls away, but on those corners, if he has a chance, he goes and gets them. And that's the one opportunity, or that's the one job for the goalie, is to go get the ball.
Oh, he's really been bossing his area, Miranda. You're absolutely right.
Dr. Velasquez is located in the city of Brea.
Rivera
To learn
gets
more
it away
about
from
Dr.
Asante.
Velasquez, give him a call at 714
Suggs on the far side.
1318.
Barone given room to run. Time to pick out a pass as well. Hoxie coming way back into the midfield to receive that one. Hall gets there first and gives it back to his keeper. Not the most confident of clearances from Taylor. And the Blues with another shot in for Hoxie. Yambi bought him down at the top of the box. Hoxie smacks the ground in frustration and is played up for Yisley. Cleared away by Garcia to Griffiths. And Griffiths almost gave that one away. Handball on Shea Spitz. The Blues got lucky there, though. Inside the final minute and a half of first half normal time. Hoxie again. Bowls a player over Hoxie. Still going forward, Mirshad Momeni. Closed down Majerez. That's a good ball to the back post. And Hoxie was able to get ahead on it, just not enough power as he had to lean back for it.
Yeah, you can definitely see what the Blues are trying to do, try to play it outside, get back into Hoxie. And it's been working. Hoxie's been doing a good job to hold up play right in front of that 18-yard box and then playing it back out to either Momeni or even Suggs or anyone who's on that left side or right side.
Look at that inner passing from the Blues. They have to go back with it, but they keep possession.
And was called by the New York Times the best 1-hour workout in the country.
Knee turn. Still going off to Rivera. Rivera has Kim cutting in. And Kim has to come out with it. Santana. Little chip back from Rivera. Mirshad Momeni. Swung in that first ball. That's a brilliant second. Hoxie arriving just a second late. That is a ball placed perfectly behind those center backs, Justin. And Taylor had a decision whether to go or stay on his line. He stayed on his line. And if Hoxie was there, might have been 2-1 right on the stroke of halftime.
And that's two teammates that you can tell that have been playing a while together because he saw Hoxie and Momemi took the pass.
What a ball from George Davis IV, just beyond Yisley. End-to-end stuff here at the end of the first half between the Orange County Blues and the Richmond Kickers, and one of the best games we've witnessed here at UC Irvine this season.
It's really been an entertaining 1-1 so far, and I mean the Blues have been playing well, so have Richmond, and you always want to see that, a good game, and even if you do lose a game, I mean, you played well, and that's something you want to see, even if the Blues end up losing, getting no points. If they played well against this kind of squad, it can mean something for the future.
Vercoloni. Space for Jerez. Punched clear with authority from Miranda. No indication of how much stoppage time there's going to be, but we are deep into it. Now we're getting word 2 minutes. And I wouldn't be surprised if either one of these teams was able to grab one last chance before the referee blows his whistle. Rivera. Referee checks his watch. And let's play go on. And that's what Rivera's capable of. So many players wouldn't even think to do that. But they have to get the ball in the box. Instead, Griffith plays it all the way to the far side for Kim. The Blues a bit too patient here. They need the urgency with the clock running down.
Yeah, no overlapping runs at all. I mean, everyone seems to be standing around. I mean, the Blues have been having possession.
Well, I guess they were looking for another 26-pass goal, but you can't do that when you're into stoppage time. The referee blows the whistle to end the first half, and it's been a very entertaining 45 minutes, Justin, with goals from Yaisley in the 18th after the Blues gave the ball away right at the top of their box, and Yaisley punished them properly. And then a great ball in from Mirshad Momeni just 6 minutes later, and Johnny on the spot was Andrew Hoxie to finish off with a diving header.
Yeah, it's been an entertaining game. Like I said, both teams playing fantastic here so far. Blues can do a little bit better, just trying to get the ball out wide. But they've been doing a good job keeping possession in that midfield, keeping onto the ball, because it seems simple. The more you keep the ball, the more you keep it away from Richmond. And I think that's what the Blues wanted to do the whole game.
Well, the Blues players have to be happy with their first half performance. And some of the players were also happy, as it's not bad being a professional soccer player, especially when you get to do things like go have a balloon ride at Great Park in Irvine. Well, Justin, we're going to have a talk with management because we were not invited on that trip.
I know. I mean, I've always wanted to go on there, and it used to be free, not free anymore. But I mean, man, we do so much for the club. We can't get at least a free balloon ride.
The perks of being a professional soccer player is it's 1-1 here at halftime between the Orange County Blues and the Richmond Kickers. And despite the fact that it's been a pretty tough season for the Blues, two bright spots have been the Santana brothers. Giovanni Santana, 24 years old, and Christopher Santana, 21 years old. Both of them rookies, and both of them have the distinction of scoring their first professional goals on the same field where they played their college ball. And let's take a look at the Santanas as they reflect on their rookie years with the Orange County Blues.
Yeah, it was definitely a good start for my professional career. Coming from a college soccer, I have learned a lot with Darush and John Spencer. And not only that, but I was able to start a couple games, so that gave me the confidence of improving my game, and hopefully it can last. Hopefully it can last for a long career.
Same thing. Yeah, I mean, definitely the season was up and down, both like winning and losing, and with me, especially with injuries. I started off the season coming in hurt, just coming back from a knee injury, and then kind of took a while for me to get back in form. And then unfortunately, like as soon as I got back, I suffered another injury. So it's been tough for me, just trying to stay in that level of being healthy and playing. But overall, it felt good, playing and playing against a better competition at the professional level. I definitely learned a lot from John, Aaron, Darush, and I'm just looking forward to keep moving up and hopefully better and better things, I guess.
It was a great feeling. Scoring my first professional goal where I used to play was really special, and it's something I'm going to remember for the rest of my life. So it was definitely a moment that I wish I can go back and live it.
Yeah, I mean, same thing for me. Playing at UCI, I feel really comfortable playing there. I played there for 4 years. Definitely had an emotional tie to it. It felt good, just felt like I was back at UCI almost. I felt really comfortable playing. It was my first start and first time actually playing. I got to score the goal, so it's an incredible feeling. I'm really happy and blessed to have it.
I hope this is just the beginning for me. This is a dream come true, playing in a professional team, and I just want to get better and hopefully, and keep improving and go up maybe teams or just stay on this team because it's a good club and organization that I can see a bright future ahead of us. So I'm excited for what next year can bring to me, but it was definitely a good rookie season experience.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not complacent. I want to keep moving forward, and I feel like this is just the beginning for myself and hopefully Gio. We want to keep moving forward, and it's to have to do the MLS or NASL or maybe across season. You never know. Just want to keep moving forward and just better myself as a person and as a player. Just
At Sport Clips, we are constantly looking for ways to bring the game to you. That includes our relaxing shampoo.
Are you ready for your rinse?
Maybe we should leave it like it is.
The Sport Clips MVP experience. Great haircut, relaxing shampoo, and legendary hot steam towel. Sport Clips, it's good to be a guy.
1-1 at halftime, and the team's back out of the locker rooms and onto the field. And the Orange County Blues playing one of the best games we've seen them play all season, but they still show those weaknesses, Justin. Still a bit of Jackal and Mr. Hyde today as they're doing great holding the ball, getting forward like we haven't seen, and yet at the same time, those giveaways at the back, just like they did, that led to the goal for Yisley.
I think, but the good thing here for the Blues is that those mistakes, those bad parts happened earlier in the game in the first 20 minutes. But the last 25 minutes, I thought the Blues played excellent. They had the ball maybe a little bit too much, but maybe it's better than giving Richmond the ball. And having the ball for a while ended up in them tying up this game.
Goals from Yisley in the 18th minute and Hoxie in the 24th to draw the Blues level. The Blues 1-10 since July. What a coup it would be if they could hand Richmond their third loss of the season. But this is a Kickers side that can turn things around on a dime.
Yeah, and that's what the Blues have to be careful about. I mean, we saw it in the Sacramento game. I hate to bring back bad memories, but the Blues tied it up 1-1 right after halftime, but then that's when the onslaught ensued. Sacramento got confident. OC Blues let off on the gas pedal a little bit, and all of a sudden they were down 4-5 goals. I mean, the Blues just need to continue playing well, continue saying to themselves, you know what, this game's not over. We can still get the result, and we can play spoiler against this Richmond squad.
This is a Richmond team that has a very tough match coming up Monday night against the LA Galaxy 2. That one will be at the StubHub Center. And the Blues' last match will be next Saturday night, and they'll finish the season just as they started it against the Oklahoma City Energy. And if you can't make it out to UCI, then you can join us right here on the Orange County Blues YouTube page, courtesy of Liquid Event TV. As coverage will begin at 6:45 with our final Blues round table where we don't actually have a table.
Might actually get a table for that final one, maybe.
I asked for a Fisher-Price table. As we're underway here in the second half, final 45 minutes, and if it's anything like the first half, do not get up from your computers.
The second half for the Richmond Kickers, entering the game number 36, Stephen Basso for number 5.
Stephen Basso making his debut as he gets first entrance from the bench in place of Michael Callahan. Basso spent the last 3 years with the Harrisburg City Islanders. Really one of the best defenders in the USL Pro, in my opinion, Stephen Basso. It was there to be hit, but dragged wide. And Stephen Basso, actually as a teenager, played in Germany in the German 4th Division. Had 5 goals and 15 assists with SV Darmstadt. And really looked to kind of build his career, but decided to come home and played with Real Maryland and has continued in the USL Pro ever since. And he's been a great servant to this league. A good move for Stephen Basso. There's a player down for the Blues.
I believe it's Andrew Hoxie, and about 30 seconds before he was down on the ground, it got back up, and then looks like that. I think he's holding onto his back. Maybe his back's hurting him, and that's never a good thing for someone who uses his physical strength to score goals.
Hoxie looks like he's going to soldier on. Really didn't get a chance to get in his groove early in the season, Hoxie, because he missed, I'd say, the first quarter of it with a hamstring injury. Good outlet for George Davis IV.
Yeah, Andrew Hoxie was a part of that trio that was supposed to be the Blues striking squad with Alan Russell, Chris Cortez, and it was supposed to be Andrew Hoxie. But that injury held him back, and Chris Cortez came over, and then he got injured also. Again, it's just been bad luck for the Blues.
And now a free kick for the Richmond Kickers and a chance to swing this one into the box in the 48th minute. Although knowing Richmond, they might want to take this one quickly. Well, it seems like the cavalry's coming up from the back, though, so we'll see how they decide to play this one. Once again, a welcome to the River City Red Army watching back in Virginia's capital. A chance for their squad here. Header popped up in the air. And the Blues don't clear it sufficiently. Still might be something on here for Richmond. Safety first from the Blues.
This game might be a lot different if Richmond has had better free kicks. I mean, to corners and free kicks like that. Richmond haven't really been putting good balls into the box.
And this is Hall. Early ball in. There's a player free on the far side. Too many blue jerseys policing the Richmond Kickers striker at the top of the box. And now this is Santana getting forward. Good work from Santana. Barone. Having his best game in a Blues jersey, Jacob Barone. And Hoxie bowled over. This should be a free kick for the Blues. Richmond's going to have to play this like a corner, and I think that's exactly what Ryan Taylor just shouted out to his squad. Hall doing a smart job of standing in front of the ball and not allowing the Blues to take it quickly. So it looks like there's going to be a two-man wall. Rivera so deft with these dead ball situations. A chance for the Blues from the set piece in the 50th minute of play.
Yeah, only one player is black for the Blues.
Looping ball in. First header, Taylor came off his line and then pulled back. That would have been something spectacular from Kim. Had the space to have a go, just needed to let it come down a little bit more before he hit it. The idea was there. And a yellow card given for dissent. And I believe it's Shea Spitz who gets the first yellow card of the game. A surprise, 14 fouls already in this one, and only now, 50 minutes in, are we getting our first yellow.
Yeah, it's been a pretty physical game. Not too physical quite yet, as I mean, both teams are just focusing on possession. But it's been a good back and forth match. Going back to the Kim hit, though, I mean, you kind of wish he would try to get it on target rather than try to get as much power behind it.
In the 50th minute, a yellow card for the Richmond Kickers.
And the Richmond Kickers could be in business here. Cut inside. Blues doing well to recover.
Sports One Marketing.
And a great weaving run from Seth Moses. And he continues on here.
Visit the USL Pro fan page on Facebook at facebook.com.
Moses came in as a center back. Dariush Yazdani converted him to a winger or an outside wing back. And now he's back playing in the center midfield. Marco Franco's getting set to check in for Mershad Momeni. So we'll wait till the next stoppage of play for the Blues' first substitution of the evening. Remember, 5 substitutions allowed for each team in USL Pro. Clipped forward. And a bit too fancy in the far corner. Suggs arrives late. However, the flick on played with a little too much pace. And Garcia got there before Shea Spitz. 52nd minute between the Orange County Blues and the Richmond Kickers in their only meeting of the season. Richmond playing their first of 3 games in 8 days on the road to end their season. Of course, just the regular season, as they are definitely going to the playoffs. The only question is, as what seed? The Orange County Blues, well, they'll be taking some more balloon rides.
And that was another reason why that Orlando City result was so tough for Richmond, because it dropped them from second to third, as Sacramento has been, or it was in LA Galaxy. No, it is Sacramento who's in second place now, have been playing very well of late.
Sacramento pushing on so many fronts. Richmond Kickers need to keep pace with them as well as Orlando City. The Blues having trouble keeping pace down that far side. Offside flag stays down. 2 players to search in the center. Yaisley's there. And that was a vital tackle, but at the expense of the 8th corner kick of the game for the Richmond Kickers. And here comes that substitution. Mirshad Momani's night is done as Dariush Yazdani flips the switch on his first substitution of the evening.
53rd minute, the substitution for the OC Blues.
Looks like Mirshad's kind of walking kind of gingerly. That might have been a reason why they would have taken Mirshad off. Because Mirshad's very dangerous going forward, but maybe Yazdani going for more of the defensive role with Franco.
It does look like he might have twanged something, Mirshad Momani. Marco Franco played his college ball here at UCI. Is on loan from the Chicago Fire, drafted by the Midwest MLS club, but has yet to make an appearance for them. So every minute, very vital here in the USL Pro for those players on loan because their clubs are watching. So Franco comes on to big applause. And that is why you have a player at the back post. Vercoloni, great ball to the back post. The Blues giving too much space, but the shot right into the midriff of Miranda, who is well positioned. Fans, all 2014 USL Pro matches will be broadcast live for free on the home team's YouTube channel. All Orange County Blues FC home matches will be broadcast at youtube.com/OC Blues FC. And there's one more this season coming up courtesy of Liquid Event TV, and that is next Saturday night as the Blues will face the Oklahoma City FC Energy. And that game can be found right here on the Orange County Blues YouTube page with coverage starting at 6:45, as we said. The Blues, oh, what if they had looked like this in midseason, Justin? Getting to the byline, playing with confidence. The cross just a bit too close. 56th minute, 1-1 between the Orange County Blues and the Richmond Kickers. Mark Serber alongside Justin Maestas here on the campus of UC Irvine at Anteater Stadium. What is with the California college names? You've got the Anteaters, the Banana Slugs.
UC Santa Cruz.
In the 56th minute, the
You have the Titans.
for the Richmond Kickers.
That's a
number
bit,
10, Nathaniel
strikes a bit more
Robinson,
fear.
replacing number 27, Shea Spitz.
So Shea Spitz's night is done, and Robinson will replace him, the 24-year-old who's in his second season, joining from the Michigan Bucks in the Premier Development League. Robinson out of Novi, Michigan, which is where there's a very successful indoor soccer team called the Detroit Waza Flow Pro, run by Mario and Dominic Cicluna.
At OC Blues FC. And be sure to use the hashtag MyOCBlues. Scores, stats, news, and more exclusively at USLProSoccer.com.
Bit of a hospital pass from him. Asante rescues the situation. That's definitely a barge in the back. Griffiths is the guilty party. Chance for Richmond from the free kick in the 57th minute. Kim sprinting to get out wide. Can't prevent the cross, though. Comes to the far side. Played back across by Robinson. Not a bad first touch from him. And that foul against Asante. Asante getting a bit heated. Referee coming over to talk to him and Rivera.
I think the Blues have done a very good job with their strong clearances. I've only made note of Seth Moses' missed clearance.
A good header and a good save, but it looked to be offside. 3 or 4 defenders looking over to the referee's assistant and throwing their hands up in the air. Regardless, it remains 1-1.
Oh, and yeah, almost offside, but a nice header right there. But it was right into the goalkeeper's glove. Pick a side like Andrew Hoxie did, and maybe it would have been a different scoreline right now.
Well, the flick-on works out in the end. Franco beaten for pace. Able to recover, Franco. 9th corner kick of the game for the Richmond Kickers.
Yeah, Richmond starting to get forward more. Blues starting to have less possession here in these past 3 minutes. It's a dangerous position here for the Blues. They need to stay composed, stay compact, and make sure that ball doesn't get in the back of the net.
This one's going to be an outswinger from the far side. The Blues win the second ball. That's something that they haven't done a lot this season. It's led to a lot of goals for the other sides.
And one thing I noticed, it wasn't George Davis taking the corner.
Oh, a chance to hit this one. No glory in the end. I think Cesar Rivera's night's about to be done here. Have confirmation for you in a second.
For the OC Blues, number 8, Gabriel Gonzalez, replacing number 10, Cesar Rivera.
And Rivera's going to come out just before the hour mark, and what a shift he's put in tonight.
Yeah, I was about to say, he's had a pretty good game here for the OC Blues. Has had the ball under his feet, hasn't turned the ball over quite a lot. He's had a good overall game.
Push forward again, the direct approach from Richmond. The powerful header back from Garcia. Cuban wants it from his countryman, but Miranda wants to get forward.
Look for the Blues to have a little bit more possession over here. Try to keep it away from Richmond. Hopefully not in their own end. So push it forward.
Suggs. What a touchback. So delicate. Right onto the foot of Garcia. Barone. Blues not afraid to reset. So we've hit the hour mark here at Anteater Stadium on the campus of UC Irvine. 1-1 between the Orange County Blues and the Richmond Kickers. Both goals coming early in the first half. Yaisley for the Richmond Kickers in the 18th, and Hoxie responded for the Blues in the 24th.
Nike is a proud sponsor of USL Pro. Follow at Nike Soccer on Twitter for all the latest
Suggs
Nike
quickly
Soccer
closed down.
information.
Santana. The younger of the Santana brothers plays it in. Good run, gets it right back, looking for the far corner. Shot was always rising.
Basketball, you call that the old give and go. And that's exactly what happened there. You can see what he was trying to do with the shot. You got a little bit of movement, but it didn't quite twist into that far corner. We'll take a look at the replay. And see, not a lot of help, but here comes the retreating help. And the give and go right there. Had space. See, a little bit of movement, just couldn't keep it down.
Moses with a towering header. Kim. That one rather in between Gabriel Gonzalez and Andrew Hoxie. And it went off a blue jersey last. 62nd minute here on the Orange County Blues YouTube channel. We've had plenty of offense in this one. Still, only 2 goals, though.
And as we see the graphic on the top right corner of our screen, I mean, 7 shots is quite a lot for the OC Blues, and it'd be interesting to see what their season high is, because this might be towards it. They're playing well both defensively in the midfield and up front.
Double substitution for Orange County. Christopher Santana's night will end. And Andrew Hoxie will leave the field as well.
give a big round of applause to Andrew Hoxie here so far. I mean, beginning of the season, so frustrating for him with not only the injury, but also not getting really too much playing time, but he's kept his head up and put in a good performance here today. I wouldn't be surprised if he got more playing time next week.
And it's Captain Spectacular, Alan Russell, coming in. But that big cheer is for Enrique Cardenas from his former UCI teammates.
And now it makes more sense why Rivera came out, because Cardenas is a very good creative guy also who can have the ball at his feet and create.
Cardenas in his rookie season, 2013 Big West Midfielder of the Year. And Richmond have been very direct here in the second half. Cardenas fired up.
Yeah, he's a fiery and passionate guy. I remember interviewing him a couple of games ago, and I mean, it was a good performance by the Blues. Yeah, he actually scored a goal to try to get them back. I actually forget what game it was, but he was still mad even though the Blues played well at the end of the game. He still wants to win, and that's a good trait to have when you're a player.
Yeah, I remember Cardenas saying, "Didn't matter that I scored, we still lost." Smart from Cardenas, the way he's slowly walking back before the referee calls for 10 yards. Still no spray here in the USL Pro. It started in South America, then was used at the World Cup, and now being used in the English Premier League.
Don't forget the MLS was using it too.
Gonzalez. Asante trying to chase him down. Space open on the far side. The Blues motoring forward. Kim was onside. Trying to engineer a little bit of space. Hall was well stationed. The Blues doing well to play out under pressure. They're starting to solve those problems that they had in earlier on. Richmond will take them right to the end, though. Inside the final 25 minutes at Annader Stadium, 1-1 between the Orange County Blues and the Richmond Kickers. Suggs. Cardenas on his bike. Able to catch up to it. That's a good ball in. Bit too tall for Alan Russell.
Yeah, I don't mean to say it, but you know who was a little bit taller and just got subbed out? Andrew Hoxie. I mean, Alan Russell made a fantastic run, and Cardenas with a beautiful service. Just a couple inches off. Great combination play here by the Blues, and it was not only the starting 11, these substitutions are playing well also.
Cardenas looking for options. Little touch on from Barone as Cardenas continues his run. And those are the kind of passes that have killed the Blues, but they're able to mop up here. Good ball from Yaisley. Suggs was back. However, Hall in support. That's a great ball from Hall. That was a crucial header away as well.
I mean, I think this whole back four has been playing great. Suggs has been playing out wide. Griffiths. I mean, that's a goal-saving header, maybe even a preserving this tie type of header. I mean, they've been doing a pretty good job back there.
Ball looking for the target man. Safety first from the Blues. Be a throw-in for Richmond right in front of their bench in the 68th minute. It gives us a chance to remind you that score, stats, news, and more are exclusively on USLProSoccer.com.
Call 714-738-8011 or email seats@bluesoccer.com.
Cardenas, little touch past Hall.
Look forward to seeing you in 2015.
Hall showing that recovery speed and poked it away from Cardenas. Cardenas keeps it, but is forced back by Hall.
Eat and meet in Irvine. Visit destinationirvine.com.
Well, the flick on was there from Russell.
On the center of Orange
Former
County.
Scottish Premier League man was unable to pull it off, though. Gonzalez, he can hit him from here. Onto that favored right foot, or left foot rather. In vain in the end, as it was tamely hit right at the keeper.
And if you notice one thing here as we look at the replay, keep an eye on Alan Russell. Remember earlier in the game where the goalkeeper for Richmond bobbled it. Alan Russell there was trying to clean it up if Gabby hit it a little bit harder, maybe got a little bounce on it.
After 11 years with various teams in the Scottish Premier League, Russell knows how to poach. Leading scorer for the Orange County Blues, Alan Russell. That looked to be a bit of a dive. I can see why Asante's upset. And he gets a yellow card for it. If it was a foul, it was very cynical. But professional as well, because it stopped the counterattack.
Yeah, and with that speed, that's really dangerous for the Blues. So more of a professional foul. Richmond want to make the Blues get the goal during play, off the build-up play.
Samuel Asante.
Enrique Cardenas. Kike as he's nicknamed. Good ball to the back post. Kim's arriving. Oh, and he tried to put it back in the center rather than shooting himself. Did he have the angle for the shot there, Justin?
I don't think he had the angle for the shot. I think it was a little bit higher to where he couldn't have volleyed it. But I think what he could have done is head it across goal. He had a couple players there. Again, the poacher, Alan Russell, is right there also.
Garcia getting himself in some trouble. Robinson takes over. And Griffiths makes up and spares the blushes of Garcia. Richmond still have the ball, though, in midfield. Good ball in from George Davis IV. Once again, the flag stays down. And that was definitely coming back from an offside position, and the referee's assistant puts her flag up.
In the 71st minute, the
Visit the USL Pro fan page on Facebook at facebook.com/USL Pro and drop a line about how good of a job Justin Maestas is doing on color commentary tonight for the Orange County Blues.
So sweet of you. I was about to say, where's the Mark Serber fan page on Facebook?
It's a Mark Serber hate page. Comes with the territory, my friend.
Hey, I like you, man.
Appreciate it. 72nd minute here on Orange County Blues YouTube page, courtesy of Liquid Event TV. Can follow the Orange County Blues at OC Blues FC, and if you can't remember that, it's in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. And of course, a reminder to follow at Liquid Event TV. They do more than just soccer, folks.
They also stand there and look good.
Director Steve Ridlin telling us that they have a live concert tomorrow night, so check that out. Suggs. Nifty little flick to the back post, but nobody there for the Blues. That was a good ball. Deserved better.
Yeah, it really did. But again, the Blues, I mean, they've been putting pressure on that back four, and Richmond had no choice. I think it was Shinovsky who just cleared the ball out. He didn't want to take a chance and clear it into the midfield. He just took the chance to take the corner and see if they can defend it.
Shanoski on loan from DC United. Was here last year, played against Chivas USA. Garcia's up. Kim has shaped out to this flank now. And a free kick awarded to the Orange County Blues in a very dangerous position. Chance to set the table here.
Yeah, that was Asante who just used his forearm to help push away Kim. And we talked about Kim not being the strongest or the tallest or the thickest player. It doesn't take much to push him down, but he used his physicality and he drew the foul and wisely went to ground.
Kike, as he's affectionately known on the campus of UC Irvine, getting ready to swing this one in. Is he going to try and sneak it into the near post? Oh, that's a good low ball driven in. However, Richmond were wise to it. Gonzalez. That one too easily telegraphed. And it'll be a throw-in for Matthew Hall. Well, he's seen a lot of the ball since coming on. Enrique Cardenas. Good job to rescue the situation on the far side from Marco Franco. Seth Moses has done a great job as the linchpin, that link between the defense and midfield tonight, Seth Moses. Suggs getting forward here. And Richmond with just too many numbers in the box. Blues having trouble breaking them down. They're getting good crosses in.
And I thought Suggs could have taken a few more touches inside the box. It looks like he got around George Davis, the fourth, on that edge, and a couple more touches would have given given the Blues some more chance to get more players in the box.
Is the counter on here for the Richmond Kickers? Robinson slows things down. And the foul against Garcia. Had 2 caps for the full Cuban national team before defecting with the U23s alongside Pepe Miranda back in 2008. And before defecting, that Cuban side tied the USA 1-1 in one of the best performances we had ever seen from the Cuban national U23 team.
The official sponsor of the Orange County Blues, is aspiring to be the #1 medical center in Beverly Hills.
And it's on here. Garcia with an important header. The smaller of the 2 men win the battle. Cheeky touch. Moses back to his keeper. It's a bit awkward, and that's why goalkeepers need such good foot skills these days. Not hit with enough pace, and George Davis IV takes control for the Richmond Kickers in the 76th minute. He finds himself at the top of the box. Davis barreling in, brought down. Referee not interested.
Tell you, that was close. Seth Moses was either right behind George Davis or right next to him, either pushed him off or pushed him forward. It really could have been a 50-50 call, but those are the dangerous plays you don't want to make inside the box, especially this late in the game.
Well, it was all the Blues for the last 10 minutes, but Richmond are starting to grow into this game once again. And here's Hall getting forward. Unlucky that he couldn't keep it in bounds. Otherwise, he was off to the races.
It really has been a game of possession. I mean, the Blues had possession for 10 minutes. The Richmond has possession for a good 10 minutes. I mean, I guess it's whoever's going to put the ball in the back of the net. Sounds simple enough.
Russell with a good knockdown, but Gabriel Gonzalez wasn't there. Forwards need to be closer together. Suggs has had a solid game on this left-hand side. Barone, time to pick out his pass. Moses with a little touch off. Gonzalez with a nice little pirouette. Gets it onto his right foot. Flashes it wide of the goal.
See that strength, though, from Gabby Gonzalez. You said you can hit him, and you saw him hit that there. Just have to get it on target. You saw the speed. Man, that ball's long gone, as we see here. He had really nowhere else to play. I mean, you had that right flank. You had a couple players open, but he had space. You know what? I'm going to take the shot, and he just shot it wide.
And one thing I love from Gabriel Gonzalez is that in the last 10 minutes, we've seen him take a shot with his right and his left foot. Even at the highest level of the games, we see players try to get the ball back onto their favorite foot. Gonzalez ambidextrous, good cross in. Good reactions from Taylor. '79th minute now. This one could still go either way. Both teams have had their chances. Both teams have dominated periods of this game. Bought down on the chest. Blues about to make another substitution. Good recovery there. As Stephen Okai is about to check in for Jacob Barron. Make sure to follow at USL Pro on Twitter for all the latest updates.
For the OC Blues, number 2, Stephen Okai.
For news from around the league as well as this game tonight.
Jacob Barone.
His Barone's night is done, and it was his best game of the season so far. Just his 4th appearance, but really, really grew into this game. As Cardenas is switching flanks with Kim now. Just try and see if they can run at the other flanks. If they can match up better with the other defenders. And a free kick for a push in the back. Blues want to take it quickly. Gonzalez on the overlap. Enrique Cardenas puts it in.
Dr. Gutierrez is on staff at Orange County Orthopedics and Sports Medicine in
Both defensives have been solid with dealing in those crosses. Only Hoxie got away in the 24th minute. Otherwise, everything else has been won by the defenders.
It's really been a very good defensive battle. Talked about it was a key point pregame. How do the Blues stop this Richmond offense? So far, they've done a good job, but this game is definitely not over. You said it, Richmond, they can come out in flashes. Next 10 minutes is crucial.
And here's Hall getting forward once again. There's a good ball out wide to Robinson. What can the Michigan native conjure up here? Top of the box, and a whiff. Still might work out for Richmond. And charging down the shot was the Blues. Looped into the air. Kim, so brave, wins the header. And Miranda will claim. I don't think Kim has any fear.
And you can't have any fear when you're a defensive midfielder or even just a drifting midfielder, I guess you can call. That's more of a better term for Kim. I mean, he's a very good player and puts his heart out on the line.
Russell's ball went all the way through to the keeper, but a lot of the players screaming, good idea, good idea. Griffiths forces the ball back, little touch. Played in once again. And the referee's assistant will keep her flag down as this one goes all the way through to Pepe Miranda. Getting his first start of the season, Pepe Miranda, after coming in last week for Aaron Perez. Nike, a proud sponsor of USL Pro. Follow at Nike Soccer on Twitter for all the latest Nike Soccer information. Will it be the swing of a Nike boot tonight that gives one of these teams 3 points? George Davis IV. He can set him up just as much as he can score him. So can this man Hall. Well-stationed Griffiths. Approaching the 82nd and into the 83rd minute here at Anteater Stadium. Mark Serber alongside Justin Maestas to bring you the rest of the way in what has been a very good chess match here at the campus of UC Irvine. The long throw will come in. That's a good ball. Blues allowed to bounce in the box. And a handball is called against the Richmond Kickers. And the entire Richmond Blues bench is up. You can see what this game means to them. They know they need 3 points not only to keep pace with Sacramento Republic, but also to try and keep their title hopes alive against Orlando City, who they will face in their finale. Do you think the Blues will settle for a point here, or do you think they want all three, especially considering that they're at home?
No amount of points is going to help you a tie or a win here for the OC Blues, but I think they're going to try to go for the win. A tie would be nice against a Richmond squad, but it's not going to be much more than a loss or a close loss. You want to go for the win, and that's going to bring the energy and spirits high.
At this point of the season, why not just go for broke? And now it's Richmond's turn to take a free kick.
Because no matter what happens this last, let's just say 10 minutes, including stoppage time, the Blues really did put together a good 84 minutes of nice quality soccer against a very good side.
And I say they played better tonight, even in the games that they've won.
Yeah, a lot of those games have been the other teams dominated, and the Blues just get a goal late. Even that Oklahoma City game where they just got that lucky bounce, or I wouldn't say lucky bounce, but just a bounce, and it just worked out for the Blues. Here it's been a whole complete 85 minutes so far.
Well, they say you have to play the full 90. The Blues can't switch off, and Josh Suggs certainly isn't here. He goes for goal. Ryan Taylor getting a touch.
The shot by number 15.
And Mark, you talked about it earlier with the Hoxie shot. You want to see it play across goal to where there's an opportunity at a rebound, and that's exactly what happened. Josh Suggs knew what he was doing, put it across goal, going for that far post, and right there, Gabby Gonzalez and Alan Russell were over there. Just didn't fall to one of them, but that's what you want to see.
And Kim's on the ground, and that's probably the one player you don't want to see have to go off. Is the corner kick taken? Well, the referee's still attending to Kim. The referee just put his hand up and said, hey, slow your roll.
And you know what? You don't really see a player hurry up and take a corner when majority of your players are down or looking to one of your own teammates down. Cardenas a little bit anxious.
We have a man down on the field. Let's keep playing.
Yeah.
So Cardenas with the corner kick in the 86th minute. 7 players queuing up in the box for the Orange County Blues. Can they grab a late winner here? And what would be a huge upset? Taylor punches out, but there's a foul in the box, and now the referee coming over to talk to his assistant. His assistant referee saw something he didn't like, I think from Okai. And now the referee is going to call a player over.
This is never good.
And it's a straight red card. And it's not Okai. It's a Richmond Kickers player who's sent off.
And it's interesting, too, because not only did a red card was given to Richmond, it was a foul in the OC Blues, so it must have occurred after. It must have been some sort of retaliation, similar to last week's game.
Well, the Richmond Kickers will have to do it with 10 men now inside these final 4 minutes.
Which is really a shame because this has been such an entertaining game. You really want to see both teams go at it full strength.
And it's Connor Shinaski who was sent off. Man on loan from DC United is going to miss the game against the LA Galaxy too. And that's a shame because Shinaski, playing for his MLS career, really. And plenty of scouts, whether LA, DC, well, all eyes are going to be on that game from the USL Pro to the NASL all the way to Major League Soccer. And Shinaski's going to miss it. You can only bring so many players on these trips as well, so that's one less option for Lee Collishaw.
In the 87th minute, the red card for the Richmond
And even
Kickers
if you are
on
signed by an
number
MLS
26,
squad, there's always
Connor
someone there to
Sadowski.
take your place. I mean, he's a great player, but I mean, we've seen players step up and really do great things and get MLS contracts. You just need to be smarter than that and know that you have a very important game.
Well, to be fair, Shanoski does go back and forth. He has had appearances with DC United. Has even played some full matches for him. Hall doing what he does best, Hall. It's a great service. Freedom at the back post. It deserved better. It really did. The Blues very lucky as Richmond could have stolen one there. And the truth is, when you have a team as good and as organized as Richmond, especially this late in the game, there's really not a difference playing with 10 men versus playing with 11.
And even being a man down can even spark your offense also. Maybe the other team could get a little cocky too. Just need the OC Blues to stay focused.
Orange County have their tails up here. Cardenas weaving his way through. He was brought down after the pass was made, so no foul called. And Cardenas wins it back. Usually wears red boots, Cardenas, but he's sporting the neon ones tonight. He wanted that ball in the pocket of space. Instead, Okai leaves it off to Moses, who gets it out wide. More blue jerseys pouring into the box. Russell checks in. Ball toward the far post. Taylor gets there in time. Nobody crashing that back stick, though.
I was going to say, at least try to put pressure on the goalkeeper. I know no one's really going to get to it. But, I mean, if you put pressure, then that's going to make him second think himself. Maybe there's more pressure over here.
I think the Orange County street team is actually throwing real oranges into the crowd. Those were for halftime. Russell to have a go. That shot always going wide, and Taylor can take a deep breath. Anytime you see Russell wind up in that kind of space, you get that feeling that something special is about to happen, but not there, as we're heading into the final 30 seconds of normal time. And there's going to have to be some stoppage time added on here.
Winner of 4 free tickets to our next home match, Paul David. You both will also receive a copy of the DVD, Class of '92. Congratulations, guys. Collect your stuff down at the Blues booth.
Now the referee going to have to really take over control of this match as it's getting heated. And there's a player down. As there will be 4 minutes of stoppage time. And I think the ref's going to have to add on some more here.
Ladies and gentlemen, the referee has signaled for
As it looks like Moses, who's... Nope, it's not Moses. I believe it's Griffiths who's down. Garcia hovering over him to make sure he's okay.
Saturday, September 6th at 7 p.m. against the Oklahoma
Griffiths is on loan from the Colorado Rapids.
Tickets are $15 on game day, but you can purchase them tonight.
22-year-old out of the University of Southern Florida in the Big East Conference, or at least was the Big East Conference. Now I don't even know. They've switched so many teams into so many different conferences. Had 1 minute with the Rapids last year in Major League Soccer, Griffiths. But he's done well on his loan spell. It doesn't look good here, though, as the EMTs are coming onto the field now. But Griffiths is sitting up. That's a good sign. I'm guessing if the EMTs are coming out, he might have hit his head. He looks to be all right. And the EMTs go right back. Good sign. So 4 minutes of extra time, but 1 minute and 5 has elapsed since Griffiths has been down. So it will be a lot longer than that, folks. The last game between the Orange County Blues and the Wilmington Hammerheads had 9 minutes of stoppage time. And the Blues gave up a goal on literally the last kick of the game as Wilmington continues its playoff surge. And the good news is that Griffiths is walking off under his own power. I'd like to take the chance to thank at Liquid Event TV. Steve Ridlin, our director, always does a wonderful job along with his crew. As Griffiths walks off, and question is, will somebody come on for him? For now, it's 10 versus 10. So I'm guessing we're going to go to the 96th minute, considering that 2 minutes elapsed as Griffith went down right on the 90th minute mark. and sportingly given to the Blues by the Richmond Kickers. Okay. Now he's playing in that Moses role, and Moses is able to push further forward. And there he is, Moses, trying to get to the ball. And Moses a bit too tactile for the referee's liking. And Richmond trying to play quickly, and now another Blues player goes down. The referee telling him, get up, I'm not adding more stoppage time here. As Moses looks to be all right. Wanted the foul, the 20-year-old from Baltimore, Maryland. He's played in the lower divisions already in Austria and Switzerland. Asked him about his time there. He said they're such two beautiful, tranquil countries. It's been a long 93 minutes, folks. And he hopes to get back to that European level, as so many of these players have those kind of aspirations. And here's one of them, Matthew Hall. Fizzed into the box by George Davis IV. Kim all over him. Free kick. Into the 94th minute of stoppage time. Reminder to stay with us after the game, as Justin Maestas has gone down to the field level where he will grab players for interviews. And unless Richmond can steal one late here, you'd have to say this will be a very, very disappointing result for them, especially considering when you look at the game statistics on paper going into this one. But the Orange County Blues have played their best game of the season. Richmond coming into town at just the wrong time. Into the 95th minute now, I'm guessing a minute and 50 seconds left. Richmond down to 10 men, a late red card for Connor Shinosky. He'll now miss that match against the LA Galaxy 2. As Richmond looking not only to try and win the league in the regular season, but to get to the finals after winning the regular season last year and then being shocked by Charlotte 1-0 in the semis. Taylor calm under pressure. Robinson chasing. Suggs too fast for him. Anywhere will do right now as we head into what I'm guessing is the final minute of stoppage time here at Anteater Stadium. And it's all hands on deck as everybody's getting forward for Richmond at the moment. 3 players to stay back to make sure that the 2 Blues players don't counter them. Everybody else, though, for Richmond hovering around the box. Here comes the long throw. Almost flicked on, but cleared away. Kim, able to poke it away from Hall. Won by Gonzalez. Looped over to the far side. Bought down by Cardenas. Cardenas one-on-one. Gets it onto his left foot. Cardenas! Taylor with a game-saving save. Pushing it to safety.
Number 12,
Enrique Cardenas so close to being the hero. Sensational from Ryan Taylor. As Cardenas cut inside, and Ryan Taylor was inching toward his right and then had to go back to his left. That's a tremendous save from Ryan Taylor. 97th minute now. Perhaps one more chance for the Richmond Kickers from the free kick. Can they nick this one in stoppage time and continue their march toward the title? They need other results to go their way, but they also need all 3 points here tonight. And this one driven in a bit low, and Garcia climbed the ladder. And that will do it. A sensational match, especially from the Orange County Blues point of view, ends 1-1 between them and the Richmond Kickers. And Richmond with their 11th draw of the season as they improve to 13-2-11 and 5-1-6 away. But that is 2 points dropped rather than a point gained for the visiting side. The 2 goals coming early in the first half as it was Yeasley taking advantage of poor clearance out of the back in the 18th minute, and he hammered it past Pepe Miranda to make it 1-0. But just 6 minutes later, Mirshad Momeni got forward, and a beautiful service in from the former Esteghlal man, and Andrew Hoxie with a diving header to tie things up at 1, and no scoring after that. A little bit of late drama. Shinoski was sent off toward the end of full time, but Richmond still poured forward, but were unable to find the winner. And now their match against the LA Galaxy 2 on Monday night becomes that much more crucial. For the Orange County Blues, they can really take this one and get a lot of confidence from it as they look to play spoiler again against Oklahoma City Energy FC. They're going to try and knock the Midwesterners off the grid of the playoffs. And that will be our next game, and you can join us right here at the Orange County Blues YouTube page. Tremendous production job done by Liquid Event TV, Steve Ridlin, Marvin, the whole staff. Not going to lie, I don't know Marvin's last name. Still does a tremendous job. It's Marvin Thompson, folks. He does an amazing job, as do our camera operators. 1-1 at full time. I don't think anyone saw this coming. The Blues don't get all 3 points tonight, but they certainly played their best game of the year. Technically clean and crisp from both sides. Very enjoyable 90 minutes, I'm pretty sure, for everybody but Richmond Kickers fans. Justin Maestas with the goal scorer, Andrew Hoxie. Let's head down to the field.
Thank you, Mark. So I'm here. I'm Justin Maestas. I'm here with Andrew Hoxie, the man of the match here tonight. And we talked about it on the way over here. It's your first tie of the season, so that's kind of a little bit depressing, but it's a very good Richmond squad. What do you think about today's performance?
Yeah, it's a little bittersweet. I mean, I'm actually happy with the performance. It's our first tie of the season. If we had to pull out a few more ties this entire season, we'd be in good shape. But yeah, unfortunately, we weren't able to score at the end, but we created a lot of chances, and overall, it's good performance from our guys. So.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought you guys played really well today, and it's been a recent struggle, I guess you can say. What do you think was the difference here tonight?
The difference, we actually scored today, and we created a lot more chances. We had a lot fire behind us, and we just unfortunately couldn't put another one away. But once again, I'm happy. I'm happy with the tie. So.
Yeah, and you got the only goal here for the OC Blues, and Kim, I thought, also had a very good game, set you up. What did you see on that play?
We worked a lot this week in training on getting the ball in the box and early balls, and we had a nice 10 or 11 passes combo, and then Kim saw me and put it in behind the defenders, and I just made a run and got my head on it and do what a forward does, finish. So.
And you talked about the different passing. You guys had the ball when you guys set up the goal, you guys had the ball for a good minute. Yeah. I mean, was that more to get the ball out of Richmond's hands, or was it to more set up like a goal like it happened for you?
We're actually a very good team in possession, but we just haven't been able to make the final pass. And fortunately, it was perfect. I mean, to be honest, it looked like Barca out there, just ping, 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 and then good cross and a finish. So, I mean, I was very excited about the goal, but it's tough. We can only get one. So
if it was Barcelona, you're Messi, right?
Messi's like probably this tall on me.
Okay, I guess Messi with height, but I thank you. I appreciate the interview, and then good luck on your final game.
Man, appreciate it.
Back to you, Mark.
Justin Maestas is absolutely right. It was Kim who swung in the ball. It was a beautiful one at that, but Andrew Hoxie deserves the credit. Still had it all to do. Flying header to tie things up at 1 and to take 2 points away from the Richmond Kickers is no mean feat, as the Blues, with their first tie of the season, but it does snap a streak where they were only 1-10 since July, and this is the best game that the Blues have played all season, and a very good win or draw for them against the Richmond Kickers side that genuinely has a chance to win the USL Pro title this year. They've reached the finals 6 times and won it in 2006 and 2009. Their last title game was in 2010. We're unable to win there, but have been looking to get back to that ever since. So one more game for the Orange County Blues, that one next weekend against Oklahoma City Energy. And for the Richmond Kickers, 2 more games, they have to face off against the LA Galaxy 2 and then Orlando City. Justin Maestas was somebody from the Susan G. Komen Foundation.
So once again, and we saw players fighting out on the pitch for a couple more, or for 3 points, but we have someone with us who's helping fight a different cause, maybe a more important cause. We're here with Amy from the Susan G. Komen Foundation. You want to tell us a little bit more about your foundation?
Sure. We are with the affiliate here in Orange County, and we are here to raise funds for breast cancer awareness. All the money that we receive, 75% of that stays right here in Orange County, and then 25% of that goes to research.
And you say all the money goes to, or 75% of the money stays here and a lot of it goes to research, or 25% goes to research. How can people donate and get involved if they really want to?
Sure, go to our website. It's comanoc.org. We also have a race coming up on September 28th at Fashion Island. Check out our website there. You're welcome to join us that day, participate in the race, fundraise, or you can become a volunteer.
I appreciate, and you guys had a show at halftime. You guys are doing a very good thing for a lot of people, and I thank you for having. I thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Back to you, Mark, to close out the game.
Well, you can tell that Justin Maestas definitely shops at Fashion Island. Very dapper. So you take a look at the Susan G. Komen tent. Such great work that they're doing. As you see Shea Spitz walking off, and he's having a little chat with his former Blues coaching staff. And the fans definitely happy to see Shea Spitz, one of the nicest guys that you will meet until he gets onto the field, where he is very, very aggressive. However, Richmond unable to get the job done tonight as they go to 13-2-11 on the season, and the Orange County Blues improve to 9-17-1 with their first draw. For the Orange County Blues YouTube page and for Steve Ridlin and Liquid Events TV, for Justin Maestas, I'm Mark Serber saying good night from Anteater Stadium, where it finishes 1-1 between the Orange County Blues and the Richmond Kickers.
At Sport Clips, we are constantly looking for ways to bring the game to you. That includes our relaxing shampoo.
Are you ready for your rinse?
Maybe we should leave it like it is.
The Sport Clips MVP experience. Great haircut, relaxing shampoo, and legendary hot steam towel. Sport Clips, it's good to be a guy.